Hello. Today in the notes from AM, I wanted to bring in the story of libraries. When I used to think about a library, the first library that comes to mind is the libraries we had in our colleges, schools and universities, because those were the libraries I had visited the most. But recently, I learned over the last 2 years about this fantastic IAS officer in the state of Karnataka who was creating Gram Panchayat libraries. And recently I had the opportunity to visit two of them because we were thinking and discussing about a pilot with this officer's department. It was such an amazing experience to walk into two Gram Panchayat libraries in the district of Mysore, thanks to the CEO who enabled it for us. And these villages were small, they were predominantly farmers who were living in these spaces, and very nice small village houses, farmlands in the background, and then you have a library right in the center of it, how beautiful. And these libraries had books for all age groups. And when I went into this library, I was reminded about my grandfather, who was a voracious reader and even more a news follower. He would listen to 3 radio news every day. And I remember when I was going to school, he would be asking my mother, who would be so busy with the home chores, saying, can you read for me? Can you read the newspaper for me? Because after the age of 85, he lost the ability to read owing to cataract. So coming back, why this story became so important when I found these Gram Panchayat libraries is to imagine how our elderly, grandparents at home and others could use these spaces as spaces to dialogue, discourse, as well as how beautiful it will be for my grandfather to have had a library like this, where his dependency is not just on one or two members in the family, but have people in the community who are so willing to come together, read out, and share spaces. How beautiful. We are piloting this to see how people with visual impairment in these Gram Panchayats can come in, not just to read books, but also to make friends. Wait and watch to hear more as we take this pilot forward. Thank you.